Michael Bay. You either love him or you hate him, like Marmite. This is what makes it hard to determine whether or not he's an auteur. Michael Bay was born 17th of February 1965 and is still going strong at the age of 53. He has spent 20 years directing and producing films. His movies are known for having a big budget, high concept action characterized by fast cutting, stylistic visuals, and extensive use of special effects, including frequent depictions of explosions. Some of his most common traits, such as high concept action, special effects, explosions, and fast cutting, aren't what people want to see at the movies all the time. An example of this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a childhood classic TV show and film collection. Michael Bay made a live-action version and the fans weren't happy. Fans that have watched the TV shows, read the comics, and watched the 1990 film were appalled and were slating the film and Michael Bay all over the internet. A review by H_Spegler shows nothing but dislike towards Michael Bay and his choices as a director. Every sense I possess was repeatedly violated with this poor excuse of a greedy cash grab and a Pizza Hut endorsement. I know not to expect, well, anything really, with Michael Bay's name attached to it, but still somehow managed to be surprised at the sheer badness. Megan Fox is a terrible actress, incapable of emotion, facial expressions, or the ability to close her mouth. She's only used in films as Michael Bay has this weird obsession with the way she looks, even though she has no real talent. Shredder was unrecognizable beyond the pile of CGI blaze. It has no depth, it has no real motivation, and feels needlessly shoehorned into the story. The turtles are somehow bulletproof, which is ridiculous. Why would henchmen be armed with assault rifles if it couldn't hurt them? This person gives the film a 1 star out of 10, which almost sways my judgment completely. However, a few other people feel differently. One example is from CDCROSBYX, who thinks the film is worth 10 stars out of 10. He says, "Those who do not like and spread hate amongst it just don't get these guys." In one way, he is correct. Michael Bay sticks by his style, and he has for years, so we can't fault him on that. And people should be used to his style by now and know whether or not they like his films and the way he produces. A common trait of an auteur is that they have their own style and they stick with it. And unfortunately, Michael Bay isn't liked for his work, which is obviously shown through these reviews. There is been more dislike to his films than that has been likes to his films, which is very unfortunate, as he does have the possibility to be an auteur, but he doesn't have the backing of the majority to make sure he is an auteur, as most people do not like his style. Unfortunately, when I was doing my research on Michael Bay, I found some sites, and they weren't very nice. There were sites called Michael Bay Should Go Kill Himself, Michael Bay Was a Failed Abortion, and Michael Bay should never become a director or a producer. And that was very sad, because he does have the traditional quality, such as high production values / large budget, massive stars, he uses the genre conventions, and he has privileging of the script. As I said, he does have potential, but he just has too much hate backing him. I feel like if he started his own original scripts, instead of going for films such as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Transformers, which is another film that gave him a lot of hate, as he didn't stick to the source material, and he didn't look at the comics, he didn't look over anything that made people love the originals, which made him be very disliked and for people to hate him so much. He also used the same actors, such as Megan Fox, who many people don't like, and he used mainly CGI again, and there was so many explosions and there wasn't enough story backing behind him. He uses a lot of slow motion and rolling, and he uses flashing between scenes at a very quick rate that some people just don't like, as it just seems lazy to them, and it makes people upset when they think that a director doesn't listen and doesn't know what he is using the source material. He doesn't understand the source material that he has been given or he has taken. He is technically competent. He can make a good film. It's just he doesn't look at the source material. He didn't research the comics, he didn't watch the films, he didn't watch the TV programs. He just went off his own back, and as usual, he goes over the top and just uses a high budget and makes it all action and no developed story which makes us feel heartfelt for the characters. And my suggestion is, if he wanted to become an auteur, he should try using a lower budget. He should try switching up his ways of creating, and maybe try focus more on story, and then he can add his action in, he can add his own little quirk in. But if he wants to become an auteur, then he needs to listen to the audience, but also he needs to keep to himself. He needs to stay true to who he is. He just needs to tone it down a little bit. And that's what I think would make him an auteur.